ignore the giant purple arm bandage. I had blood work done today, so yeah. So we're back to talking about new episodes of, well, not new episodes. We're talking about a new show for this show. In this case, looking at the show Lexx. And no, when I first thought about like the show named Lexx, my immediate thought was Lex Luthor, but it's not.
I have no idea who this is.
It's not. Basically, this show, if I could compare it to anything, this show reminds me of if you took both, like you say, if you mixed in Farscape and Red Dwarf. I feel like you'd come out with something like this. I'm probably going to be upsetting a lot of people there. But let's look at the first episode called I Worship His Shadow. And what happened in it? Well, it introduces us to a lot of things, such as his divine shadow, which rules the light zone with dark powers. Basically, an iron fist when it comes to bureaucracy. And then, anyway, what happens though is 4 unlikely heroes are brought together to wreak havoc on the cluster. Stanley H. Tweedle, a bumbling Class C security guard. Zev, a strong-willed orphan woman turned into a sexy love slave. Kai, a poet warrior transformed into an empty assassin. And 790, a Zev-obsessed robot head. And Thawd, a leader of the Astral B Heretics, played by guest Barry Bostwick. I gotta say, for a show that, I feel like I think I might have known about this, like I've just seen people talk about it before, whether it was Rowan Coleman. And if you didn't know who Rowan is, he does a lot of videos where it's talking about Star Trek, a lot of shows geared towards science fiction essays and all that. I actually thought this show was good, but at the same time, it was so weird.
Good morning. Security guard, class 4, number 47632943. Department 511, level 4. This is your third wake-up call. If you are late, you will receive...
Get your ass back here!
I think I liked it. Whether it was moments of, like, say, like, the worms, which I was talking to, like, say, my best friend when I was watching this, and I kept on thinking, like, say, okay, these worms, they remind me of little, like, versions of the worms from a mixture of Dune and Tremors. Minus their little, tendrils. And the effect for them is actually pretty great. They're actually pretty great. And I'm honestly, like, say, when you watch a show, you're at first, like, just, like, say, you're, what would be the word, encapsulated by what's going on and all that, but as you go for it, you're just, like, say, what am I watching right now? What am I watching? And you're just, but at the same time, you're just going like, I'm along with this ride, show me what you got. Whether it is a moment where, like, say, like, individuals are brought forth for to be judged. Whether it is a woman who basically just feels like, say, her soon-to-be husband is a total douche.
You are my every dream come true.
This must be a mistake. There's no way I can marry that cow.
Husband, I shall serve, I shall love, I will love.
She makes me want to throw up. Get her out of here.
Memory search complete.
Because apparently women in this science fiction universe don't have much rights. And I kind of like all the like, I kind of feel like, say, okay, if I hadn't watched Red Dwarf, I wouldn't be making so many, like, you know, comparisons, because, like, say, whether it was, Stanley, he kind of reminds, his character is called a weasel, a worm, and all that, and the fact that,
You're alive! It's a miracle, a wonderful, wonderful miracle.
I should kill you on the spot, worm.
Hi.
whenever he's given the chance to, he just immediately goes like, say, they're over there! Like, nope, you don't want me, you don't want me! Like, whether it's suddenly, Thodden, he is just, I gotta say, the costume that they have Barry wear is absolutely ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's like, almost like, say, almost like a science fiction version of what they would have had, like, say, a character from a 1950s, Tarzan film wearing. And, I'm gonna be honest, the entire time, I thought that the divine shadow, or I think it says divine shadow. He's basically almost like, say, a Darth Vader like figure who basically walks around with a cloaked. He basically has a giant cloak on his face, and he's just like, you don't see his face, you don't see any of that, and it's just like almost like, say, a wizard, dark wizard kind of vibes that he gives off. But it's, I gotta say, like, say him, like, there are some moments where he's just, okay, you can tell this guy, okay, yeah, he's the bad guy. But at the first, like, when he's introduced, you feel like, say, huh, should we take this guy serious? And the fact that he is ranged, and then he goes like, say, I'm a bit busy right now, but I'll take care of it.
General, you have disturbed my meditation. When it is completed, I will deal with you, and also with this minor matter.
But as soon as, like, say, like, you know, he's telling, say, people, like, say, okay, I think this is, I'm gonna have you do this, that, and, oh, you have failed?
I worship his divine shadow.
Shoot.
I gotta say this, I'm really surprised how, like, at the same time, how, like, you know, ever so often there's some goofiness, at the same time, how weirdly dark this show is, whether it's having the little Z90 robot, who's basically just a little head, because, I didn't say now, Zeev, how her, basically, how there is moments, like, say, when they are just, like, she said, okay, she gets attacked by one of the worms when she's being changed, her basically just being transformed, and suddenly, basically, she can talk to the worms. And it is just like, say, okay, it is both portrayed goofy and hilarious, like, she just screams at them. And it is so weird, but it works, I feel like. It works. But one of the things that makes me think, okay, the reason why I thought of Farscape at the same time was there, like, say, Lexx, the title of the show, is actually, like, a very dangerous, weapon that is attached to a ship, and so, which can destroy planets. And when there's a moment when they say, "Hey, we need to get out of this," and then the security guy's like, "I think I'm gonna need your passcode. Their ship, gonna need it for you." And then and the guy's like, "Not so sure about that." And then they go like, he said, like, say, Lexx can destroy this outpost. And then they basically almost they destroy it, but then they destroy a planet along with it. I don't know what is the show, but I gotta say this show is just absolutely insane. But whether it's having moments of like say people fighting with like with losing their heads, or just suddenly the Shadow and all them, he's just like walking, he's just like say, "You traitor," after they're just throwing down brains and all that stuff. But I still gotta say the most grossest moment of this is like after the puppet for Shadow, he has a bit of a surgery, and I just gotta say, oh, that's uncomfortable. The machine just basically takes his brain out, and then, like, say the divineness of the Shadow goes into his head. It's strange. It really is. But I kind of liked it. But I mean, this is one of the pilot episodes that are like almost almost 2 hours. It's an hour and 30 minutes. Like, it's an hour and 30-minute pilot, but it works. It gets you interested in the show, I think. See you next time.